Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Hey guys, Dick
now.
Weir, RoadToAcom. The market has closed. It is the 25th, Monday, the 25th of March, 2024. The market has closed. And still no announcement from the Department of Justice on what they're doing about JP Morgan's violating the Deferred Prosecution Agreement. They have until today to either decide to let them off the hook or to reopen the case. If they don't say anything, JP Morgan's not off the hook as far as I can tell, because they had 60 days after the DPA expired. And I don't see anything, but the key to this is that today is the 25th, March 25th. Just a week ago, March 14th, so 11 days ago, OCC assesses $250 million civil money penalty against JP Morgan. The Office of Comptroller of Currency today announced $250 million civil money penalty against JP Morgan Chase related to deficiencies in its trade surveillance program. That's exactly one of the things in the DPA. They're supposed to overhaul their trade surveillance program, and they did not do that. Clearly. I mean, this is the OCC, mind you. Listen to what they say. OCC found that JP Morgan Chase operated with gaps in trading venue coverage and without adequate data controls to maintain an effective trade surveillance program. Generally, trading venues are systems or electronic platforms operated by investment firms or market operators that bring together multiple third-party buying or selling interest in financial instruments to perform a transaction. The OCC expects banks to perform trade surveillance to monitor the market conduct of its traders and clients. We've seen JP Morgan set up its clients to do all the silver rigging for the past 4 years. And they got busted for it. This is official busted. The OCC found that JP Morgan Chase failed to surveil billions of instances of trading activity on at least 30 global trading venues. These gaps and deficiencies in JPMC's trade surveillance program constitute unsafe or unsound banking practices. The OCC also issues a cease and desist order requiring JPMC to take broad and comprehensive corrective actions to improve its trade surveillance program. The order requires the bank to correct the deficiencies. They were supposed to do that anyway on the Deferred Prosecution Agreement. The OCC's enforcement actions are separate from but coordinated with the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, which announced a related enforcement against JP Morgan Chase. And here's the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve issues enforcement action against JP Morgan and fines the firm approximately $98.2 million. That is not a little fine for an inadequate program to monitor firm and client trading activities. This is just shocking. Listen to what it says. The board's action requires JP Morgan Chase to review and take corrective action to address the firm's inadequate monitoring practices which occurred, this is important, between 2014 and 2023. That's massive because that covers the entire time when JP Morgan was busted for rigging the silver and gold markets. And the Deferred Prosecution Agreement was good in 2020, from 2020 to 2023. So there's no way the DOJ can approve the release of JP Morgan from the Deferred Prosecution Agreement, which means they're going to get prosecuted and probably bring back the RICO charges, because everybody knows they were colluding with other people to break the law, and that's RICO charges. Other banks even admitted to it. This is not rocket science. Anyway, I'm still watching. I keep refreshing and looking for that announcement that has not come. I've got people checking on the court filings. Maybe it's in a court filing. We'll check and get back to you. But the markets are closed, so they should be posting any moment now. I also want to talk about something I rarely look at, but I do on occasion, and that's the chat room on YouTube. The chat room below this video, below every video, there's a little chat room. I usually don't look at it because it's a waste of time fighting people sometimes. But every once in a while I will. I thought, hey, while I'm waiting for the DOJ to do their job, I think I'll answer today's chat room questions. Some of them, they get a little snippy, and if you're an ass, I'll just delete you from ever getting a road to thing. But, I mean, it's fine to disagree with people. Just don't be an ass about it, right? All right. The video is called Silver Alert. Costco runs out of Silver Eagles only 2 months. After only 2 months, U.S. Mint fails again. So more proof that the U.S. Mint is not making Silver Eagles to meet demand. I've shown you in their production data. They're now making 1.7 per month when their capacity is 4 to 5 million per month. And nothing has changed. They are still under subject law 31 U.S.C. 5112E. The Secretary shall mint and issue in qualities and quantities that the Secretary determines are sufficient to meet demand. Now, we were already told by the head of Silver Eagle Sales that they were not meeting demand, that the Secretary had, or at least Ventress Gibson of the U.S. Mint, told the head of Silver Eagle Sales not to sell Silver Eagles. He's like, I can't do that. And then she said, let's sell the minimum amount you can where you still get away with it. That's what he told me. You don't believe me? Go to RoadToAcom, listen to the interview. Right here, 3-part, right on the front page. It's all free. U.S. Mint Silver Eagles conspiracy. We talk about all kinds of things, including what the premiums are on Silver Eagles. Why are they $2.90 coming out of the mint when it would cost them less than $2 to make them, which is illegal also. Anyway, let's talk about the comments. So far, 2 hours in, there's 34 comments. So let's go through a couple of them. Farnsmark says, Bix is not indicating that Costco is a direct buyer from the mint. I don't know if they're a direct buyer or not. They could be. I think they probably could do enough volume to buy directly from the mint and get the mint's cost pricing, which is what the mint is supposed to sell them at. But I don't know of that. It's probably going through another broker whose has their own markup on it. But I don't, because I heard the Costco prices were so cheap, it wasn't a big markup from what the mint was charging. For some reason, the mint is stuck on charging $2.90 as a markup, and they're making billions on 90 million. I think they made 90 million last year marking up Eagles, which is like illegal. But hey, apparently they don't mind the law these days. He goes on to say, now there's even more proof. Oh, that's me. We were previously told that the mint only sells to their designated dealers, such as Andy Scheckman. Andy's not a designated dealer, but he is one of 20 authorized participants, something to that effect. He gets great prices on Eagles, but he's not one of the designated dealers. He doesn't buy directly from the mint. Perhaps Bix should ask Andy which dealer is supplying Costco. I'll ask him, but I don't think he knows. Even if it is a dealer, they could go direct, probably should go direct. And why that dealer is suppressing sales. Now, the only one suppressing sales is the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint is suppressing sales. That's what the head of Silver Eagle Sales told me. Jack Sermon. Listen to that interview. Go to RoadToAcom, front page. Perhaps the primary dealers don't like Costco's low premiums. That's true also. They don't like low premiums. Costco doesn't care. They're a membership. They're going to sell it as long as their members are happy. They're probably marking it up like only a couple percent from what they got it at. Okay, Jerry Chandler's 657 says sales taxes are from the state. It is different per state. Okay, I think I said something in there that it's anything over 1,000 isn't taxable. Every state has their own rules. Some are taxable, some aren't. Larry 6960 says in Florida, any bullion purchase under $500 is taxable. Thank you, Larry. Jim Thompson 5309. Some states do not charge tax on precious metals. North Carolina is one. I don't pay any tax. Good. And if you're over, you don't pay any tax as well in some of these states. But check your state. AIYFM7X, whatever. I cannot, and will not coexist with Bitcoin and its people. So what do you want to do there, AI X7TM? What do you got to do? So clearly, if you were able to set the clock back, let's just say, we can go back just 14 years or 10 years, clearly you would have bought Bitcoin. It's performed extremely well because there's only a few alternatives to unback fiat money. One is gold and silver, or that's two. You got barter, but that's kind of hard to do. And you got cryptos, which are amazing. Not all of them, but some of them. You can fight it all you want. And this guy is apparently not going to coexist with anybody who deals in crypto. Even when the entire population is dealing in cryptos, I guess he's going to get himself a little spot on a mountain somewhere. Cryptos are not stopping. As long as they're abusing the dollar, Bitcoin will continue to grow. And the new projects are going to change humanity. Theta is going to change humanity, how humanity does everything, every day. Even this guy's going to have a Theta Edge node on his phone, sharing broadband, sharing the hardware space, sharing computing power. It's what you're going to do because you get paid for it in Theta Fuel. And it helps the world. Frees up all this computer capacity without buying new infrastructure. Theta's a software download. I keep telling people that. All right, so this guy doesn't want to coexist with Bitcoin and its people. Okay, that's fine. I hope he likes solitude. No sales tax on metals here in Washington State. There you go. No sales tax anywhere, I believe. It's considered legal tender, I believe. It should be. I mean, it is legal tender in the United States. There shouldn't be sales tax on it. Silver Eagles. Silver is a different thing, just raw silver. But Silver Eagles, I would assume that's legal tender. I've never bought under a couple grand worth of Silver Eagles, so I don't know. Yeah, but I can go to JP Morgan or JM or SD Bullion and buy 500 Eagle Monster Box if I could afford it. Yeah. I mean, everybody's got Eagles right now, and the premium. I mean, we went through the crazy premium time. Premiums aren't that bad now. Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin has them, and Will Lair has them. Anybody can get Eagles right now. The question is, why can't Costco get them? Because you can get them, but the premiums are high, and Costco doesn't want to sell high premiums on anything. So, I mean, they're not crazy high, but they're higher than Costco customers apparently want to make. But it is a fact that the U.S. Mint has curtailed silver production and sales again. And they are sticking to 1.7 million per month, and that is illegal. They have to make as much as the people demand, and the people are demanding more than 1.7 million per month. Anyway, the problem is they don't want to go in because they know that the criminal banking cabal is so short silver, physical silver, they don't want to be part of the problem. Well, you are part of the problem if you're not following the law, U.S. Mint. Ventress. Cindy Shearer says, hi, Bex, what about the cup and handle chart? Any chart has to be subject to an understanding that the price is rigged. So there was a company called EWT LLC, and it was about Elliot wave theory, and they used to call it idiot wave theory, and now that company's called idiot wave theory because they'd get people to buy into all these charts, and then they do the exact opposite and take all their money. That company is now called Virtu Financial. It's one of the main computer market rigging corporations in all of every exchange on the planet, run by a guy named Vinny Viola. But yeah, it used to be called EWT LLC, which is Elliot wave theory, aka what they called idiot wave theory. So there you go. Yeah, I don't believe any chart. You can't believe any chart. So that's what's going on. When I understand, when any commodity reaches the cup and handle, there's a 98.9% chance of blowing to the moon. Okay, gotcha. Don't bank on anything with the criminals at JP Morgan. I guarantee you they'll rip your face off. If you're sitting there betting all your stuff with leverage that the price of silver is going to go up by 99.8% or whatever it is tomorrow, You will be destroyed by JP Morgan and friends. They can move the price to $0 or $1 million with a click of a mouse. Just keep that in mind. Darren, the secular spiritualist. In San Antonio, a military town, there are 2 coin shops that have 2024 American Silver Eagles for $32. Walk out of the store with the lates from the mint while it lasts. There you go. Yeah, I think it's Eagles. Most people are selling them for like $4 or $5 over, I guess. I don't know. On a one-off basis, yeah, 32 is probably not bad. AF Rules 9097. Seems like people are too lazy or just don't know where to buy coins or go to a coin shop and are more likely to buy in a store than they already use or know. Okay. Coin roll hunting. That's when you go through change and you're like $50 and you're looking for silver, pre-65 coinage and stuff like that. Some people go through pennies and find the copper pennies. Yeah, you're right. People are too lazy to go find more information on how to buy precious metals. It's pretty lazy. They're not going to be too lazy when fiat money crashes. They're not going to be too lazy when JP Morgan derivative book goes sideways and everything they've ever worked for has lost and they can't get anything. They won't be too lazy. They'll be shit out of luck. SOL. Robert Codd says $2,000 for it to be a non-taxable in California. Yeah, but is legal tender actually taxable? I would assume it shouldn't be. And the Silver Eagles are legal tender. I mean, they're legal tender at $1. So I don't know. The beatdowns will continue until the stackers' attitude changes. No, the physical stackers, the small retail buyers of silver, we're doing our job. It's a tiny part of the market. The beatdowns continue as long as JP Morgan and friends are using the derivative market to rig the price up and down. It doesn't matter how much physical. We can run out of physical on the planet, and they can still put the price of silver at $4 with a click of a mouse. That's how criminal this system is. It's just a fact. So the beatdowns will continue until the comet shuts down, in my opinion. No sales tax in Nebraska. Silver is the same class category as platinum and palladium. All three have similar uses and rarities. I know. As a matter of fact, that's not true. Silver is a noble metal. It is a monetary instrument as well as a industrial. Just because the bankers say that silver isn't monetary anymore doesn't mean it isn't. And it will roar very soon, and all of a sudden people understand just how monetary silver is. David MMM8 says it may be the law, but they don't have the silver for production. That's absolutely wrong. They do have the silver. The U.S. Mint is not paying for it. The U.S. Mint is required to pay whatever price to get as much silver to meet demand. If they have to go on the COMEX and buy a bar and have it delivered and it's $50 an ounce, that's what they have to do. That is written in the law. So it does not come down to the amount of silver available. It should, because that's how pricing should be affected, but it isn't anymore. So it is simply the fact that they are not doing their job. They are not going out to get the silver blanks, and they have to do that. But nobody apparently within the Biden administration is interested in do that, especially Ventris Gibson, the head of the U.S. Mint. User MD7CE9, known as D. I notice Rafi Farber, an amazing mind in his own right, thinks crypto is the equivalent of fiat. He seems to ignore the lure of a centralized, more stable fiat and international faith currency, surely at play when the national system collapse on a greater scale. I don't know Rafi's take on crypto. Not all crypto is the same. But if he thinks it's fiat, some might be. Fiat meaning used for nothing, backed by nothing. Fiat means a declaration by the government that this is the money. I don't think anybody's declared crypto to be the money. Any government's declared crypto to be the money of choice. Maybe El Salvador. It would be fiat in El Salvador. Fiat doesn't mean it's just not backed. And, obviously we all know by now, I hope, that there's no intrinsic value in gold. People say, well, it costs money to get it out of the ground. That's intrinsic costs, not intrinsic value. Think about it. If you're on a desert island and you're starving to death and you have your choice of an ounce of gold, beautiful gold eagle, or a ham sandwich, you're going to take the ham sandwich all day. What's the intrinsic value of gold if you're starving? That ham sandwich has a lot of intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the eye of the beholder. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Wait, there was a comment about Rafi. Well, if the net goes poof, there go your cryptos. If the net goes poof, if the internet goes down and stays down, we will all be dead. Everything is run off it now. Even the nuclear power plants won't survive. They'll all melt down, which will kill all of us anyway. So if the net goes down, if the network goes down, if the computers go down and doesn't come back up, yes, cryptos are dead, but so are you. When the internet comes back up, your wallet is exactly the same as it was before, stored on a hard drive. Cryptos are the same as they were before the internet went down, so not really a great argument. It's either die. I just don't get non-crypto people why they don't like it. It's an amazing hedge against the dollar. As long as they're making more dollars, crypto is going to be worth more and more. And some of these cryptos do amazing things. Imagine taking the global infrastructure of all hardware on the planet, all computer hardware on the planet, including in televisions and phones and your desktop, and looking at the spare capacity and inventing a way to share that spare capacity with all of humanity. That's what Theta did, and that's a crypto. This is the biggest invention since the internet was invented, if you ask me. And very few people know about it, and you have a chance to buy it. You had a chance to buy it at 5 cents, like I was screaming. Now you have a chance to buy it at $3. You're going to have a chance to buy it at $30. You're going to have a chance to buy it at $300, at $3,000. And if you want to pretend that, cryptos are going to go away tomorrow for any reason, that's why you didn't buy Bitcoin when it was $100. And this is why I'll jump back to this, but this is why I saw this first question. I already answered it. Oh, by the way, sometimes when I answer these questions, people just erase it because they don't like to be told that they're wrong. And it pisses me off too. So from now on, when I go into the chat rooms, I'm going to do it live so that nobody can erase it. So Bill W. says, Cliff High's predictions have never come true. My answer was, good thing I didn't think that way back when he told me to buy Bitcoin at $100. Cliff's predictions have been amazing. Amazing on so many different fronts. He saw the pandemic coming. He couldn't describe it. He said, fuck, we're screwed. But he saw it coming before anybody else did. So, hey, believe what you want. If you don't want to believe Cliff, you're probably not sitting with a whole bunch of Bitcoin in your pocket right now. They say all my predictions are wrong also. And I'm like, okay, name some of them. People love to say salt because I was a big supporter of salt. Salt was, because salt went belly up when the SEC came in and basically took them down. But the reality was it went from ICO to the buck. It went to like $13, $14. That's not bad. Did it go back down? Absolutely. Why didn't you sell? Because you didn't tell me to sell. I'm a hodler. I don't tell anybody to sell. Will salt come back? I doubt it. They got taken out by the banking cabal. What do? Reggie Milton got taken out by the banking cabal. I do think Reggie's going to come back because he has a patent on 99% of the cryptos. All DeFi. He's got the patent on pretty much everything Ethereum does. Like he started with the biggest. He started by suing Coinbase, and he was about to win, and then his lawyer died. That's kind of scary right there. But I don't know if Reggie doesn't think there's anything sinister about it, but it is a fact of what happened. So will the government come back, like it is in Cliff's data, and come to Reggie for help? Well, if they want to do like a CBDC, that's covered under Reggie's patent. All these cryptos, gold-backed crypto and silver-backed crypto, those are all covered under Reggie's patent. All those companies are going to have to pay up or shut down. So we'll see. Anyway, let's see. I thought they were only selling maple leafs and not eagles. No, they're selling. This is Costco selling maple leaves in Canada and eagles in the United States. Great idea, by the way. Keep it up, Costco. I don't know if the maple leaves have sold out. Aspen Sulfate says Bitcoin equals crypto fiat. Okay. Believe what you want. It's just silly after a while, right? It's like, who was I heard crying about it? Peter Schiff. he clearly doesn't have any clue what he's talking about when he talks about cryptos. It's embarrassing, but hey, it is what it is. Andrea Vanderkeleduit. It's very small. I'm sorry for hacking your name. You could make little shorts on YouTube and give us a quick message without showing us the ever-present charts or shortfalls of the market. That is rigged, LOL. True. Hey, I could just say the market's rigged and walk away. I can do that too. I used to have a newsletter, and they got mad at me for going on to YouTube and doing half an hour presentation every day. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Some people like to hear the research behind why the market's rigged. If I come out and said market's rigged, and say, okay, tell me something we don't know. If I show more and more proof of it, I show how these things, why they mean so much. Why is it so important that the Silver Institute reports on the correct numbers of supply and demand? It's massively important. It changes everything. So yeah, I'm not a snippet kind of guy. Sorry. And then the Cliff High one. I thought this guy would delete this question if I didn't talk about it. So there you go. Bill W 7213. Yeah, those of us who have followed Cliff are doing pretty damn well, in my opinion. All right, that's what I got for you. Speaking of Cliff, if you go to RoadToAcom and you go right to the top, I moved the video up. Cliff had a great. We had a great discussion with Cliff a couple years back on the fate of silver and humanity. Go check out that. It gives you a little history of silver manipulation, the future of silver. Cliff's an amazing guy doing amazing things. So go check that out. It's at RoadToAcom right on the public section. So if you want to get updates in your email, right there on the left side, free public road updates, put your name and email address in there, and we will send you an email almost daily with all these exciting things going on. Again, let's do a refresh on the DOJ press releases, see if we got anything else. Former police officer indicted on sexual assault of a minor. No, that's not it. Nope. No announcement of JP Morgan, the lawsuit being thrown out, which has to be decided today. If it's not thrown out, I guess it defaults to it's back open. Sorry, Jamie Dimon. Interesting times, my friends. Interesting times. I'll talk to you later. Oh, by the way, did you know when the OCC charged JP Morgan, do you know who's in charge of that division of the OCC? Greg Coleman, the senior deputy comptroller for large bank supervision. Greg Coleman is a JP Morgan guy, right down here. He was previously served as director of credit and market risk division of the Office of the Chief National Bank Examiner as the lead for the capital markets team at JP Morgan. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, Greg Coleman pulls the plug on his own company right before. Just lots going on behind the scenes. Who knows what's really going on? This is Big Squirrel. Thanks.